says the Navi. We're in Shemuel Perek Tedvav, chapter 15. So we said that Shemuel commanded Shaul to go and get rid of Amalek, especially the animals, the women, the children, everybody. Shaul thought he was smarter, and he left the animals, and he ended up leaving Agag alive as well. Now, what's the problem if he left the animals? So we said that they used to do black magic, and they used to turn into sheep, and they used to hide as people, but really as sheep. And therefore, he should have killed all of them, and that way he got rid of the remembrance of Amalek. Now, anyways, we're going to see they're going to kill Agag, but Agag, meanwhile, already procreated, and therefore had his next generation come from him. But what was the problem in delaying killing Agag? So you could say simply that Zrizin Makdimin Misvot. But there's a reason for to get so upset and you missed out and you lose your whole kingship because you didn't do the mitzvah right away. So Shaul's main sin is that not that he delayed in the result, it's the fact that he used his own reasoning against what the Navi said, against what Hashem said. And therefore, because he reasoned, he went against the Navi's command, that's a grave sin. To put your own wisdom before the word of Hashem, that's the problem. And the king especially, who is a leader and shows everybody how to behave, he makes a sin like that and shows everybody else as if it's okay to go and use your own wisdom against the Torah, Chas Shalom. So therefore, Shaul told Shemuel, the people, he said the people, look how Shaul said, the people want the korbanot, the sheep to be alive, so we can give korbanot. So Rashi says the people means Shaul's advice, Doeg Edomi. So even though Doeg knew a lot of Torah, he was a big sage. However, he lost his share in the world to come due to his sins. We're going to learn later, he tells Shaul, the Lashon Hara, about the city of Nov, city of Kohanim, he tells him, because he said they're helping David, so he kills the whole city of Nov. But also, over here, he gave bad advice to Shaul. He said, keep the sheep alive, we're going to give korbanot from them. And Shaul was afraid to go against his people, especially to go against his advisor, so therefore he wasn't confident enough to stick to the word of Hashem, and that was the problem.
Was Amalek who said he pregnant his wife?
Yes.
I thought he's the only one who was alive.
Right. So the fact that you could say that they turned into sheep, how did Agag stay alive? It's not that Shaul said, "Oh, you Agag, you stay here. We're going to keep you a prisoner." No, it could be that a couple Amalekim hid as sheep along with Agag, and then while he didn't see, they procreated, and then only later he realized that one of them is the sheep are really people, and then he killed them. Okay, fine. So now the two times Shaul allowed the people to influence his actions, right? He didn't wait for Shemuel to give the korban because people were nervous, the war was starting. And now again, the people told him, let's save the animals to give korbanot, and he listened to them. So which of these two incidents caused him to lose the kingship? Was it this one, Amalek, or was it the one before?
Amalek.
So when Shaul didn't want to wait for Shemuel, he already got told of it since then that his malchut is not going to last forever. So when he left Agag, you could say when he sinned by not waiting for Shemuel for the korban, so he's not going to be king anymore. That's it. He was supposed to be king to the end of his life, or his life is going to be cut short, or his kingship is going to transfer to somebody else. But when he did the sin of Agag, leaving Agag alive and Amalek, then from his whole family, there's not going to be any more kings. Meaning it's going to be left. It's going to take away from Binyamin and go back to Yehuda or go to some other family, but not his family. So you could say it was double. And another explanation is that Shaul was really forgiven for the first sin. We're not waiting for Shemuel. And really now that since he did messed up again, then Hashem lost mercy for him.
Didn't David open wear his coat after the incident with
exactly.
Shemuel?
Yes.
And it already said then that
Right.
Hashem already chose him to be king.
When one sun sets, the other sun rises, right?
Yeah.
Chazal explained that Shaul, what was he thinking? And the pasuk says, "Vayareh banachal." He said before he conquered Amalek, he went down to the river. What is the river? Meaning in the valley. They went to the valley. So Navi says that it doesn't mean he just fought in the valley. It means he went down into something deep. He had a deep, deep conversation in his head about what's the right thing to do. Meaning to say, he was struggling to comprehend the cruelty that he had to go. Hashem's telling him, the Navi's telling him, wipe out an entire nation from the earth. That's it. Get rid of these people for all of history. And he's trying to understand. I don't understand. In the valley, we have another mitzvah. What's another mitzvah we do in the valley? Egla Arufah. Eglah Rufa is you find a dead body between two cities. You have to measure which one he's closest to. The sages and the Kohanim come out and they say we have to chop the head off of a baby calf that was never worked, and then we kill it in the valley that never grew any vegetation. And we say our hands did not spill this blood. We don't know why this happened, and it's not our fault. That's what they have to say to give kaparat to the whole city, that they shouldn't get judged for this guy that died next to their city. So now, when Hashem told Shaul to obliterate Amalek, he said what? He says Shaul was perplexed. If for one dead soul, a murder victim found on the side of the road, the Torah tells us we have to give a Eglah Rufa, and we have to say it's not our fault. Hashem, don't judge us. Don't put din on us, right? So how much more so we have to go and for these people, they sinned. Okay, they sinned. We have to kill them. And if they sinned, fine. But what did they add? The sheep? We have to be so cruel to the sheep. For one person, look how much crazy we make ourselves to feel bad and to say, Hashem, it's not our fault, and now I have to go kill these men, women, children, animals, and everybody.
He was a real Jew. He had too much of that.
Oh, so therefore that was his internal struggle. That's what it means Vayara Banacha. He went to the valley and he had this struggle inside of himself. Should I do it? Should I not? And therefore he had mercy on the sheep. And in the end, that was a mistake. Again, we see Shaul many times. He was too humble. He was too merciful. He should have put people in their place. He should have, sometimes you have to stand up for the word of Hashem. And you see, some people think, oh, if you say too much or you're too mean, that's not good. But always, if you're super humble, if you're always hold back, you're always going to be good. No, even holding back sometimes is not good. So a person, balance, either way, extreme is not good. It has to be a balance. Okay, fine. End up being that the Shaul made a kal v'chomer, right? He made a kal v'chomer from the Eglah Rufa. And then the Barkol came out afterwards. It says, Al tehet tzaddik arbe. The Barkol, the Midrash says, a heavenly voice came out and said, don't be overly righteous more than your creator. You don't think God has mercy? And God commanded you to kill these people? So what, you think God doesn't know about this? Of course God knows about mercy. And he's saying to kill, so you have to kill. What do you mean? So therefore, don't be overly righteous. Overly righteous is also a sin. So it ends up being that Shaul left Agag, and now we can finish off the chapter B'ezrat Hashem over here. So now what happens? So they go and they bring Agag. Eventually they kill Agag, but he already loses. He already loses the kingship. What does Shaul tell him? So let's see what Shaul tells him. So now he thinks he fulfilled the word of Hashem, and Shemuel tells him, no, what are you talking about? You messed up. You messed up. It's like a kesem meriri. It's like sorcery you did. You went against the word of Hashem. So then Shaul said to Shemuel, Chatati, I sinned. Ki avarti pi Hashem. I went against the word of Hashem. Why? Ki yareti ta'am. I'm not a mujik. I'm not a man. I feared the people. I gave in to them. But now what? Right away he asks. He says, Ata sana et hatati. Forgive me. Shuvi me. Help me do teshuvah. And I'll bow down to Hashem. Shmuel says to Shaul, no, that's it. Lo ashuv imach. I'm not going to return with you. You rejected the word of Hashem. Ma'asta dvar Hashem. You made Hashem's word like disgusting. Shmuel then turned to leave, but Shaul grabbed him by the hem of his tunic. He grabbed him b'knaf me'ilo v'yikara, and it ripped. He told him, no, you're not leaving. Shmuel said to him, Hashem has torn the kingship of Israel from you upon this day, and given it to your fellow who is better than you. So you see that he said, why did the shirt rip? It's a sign that's it. The kingship is ripped from you. It's it. It's ripped for you. It's going to go to somewhere else. That's why Hashem made it that the shirt ripped.
There's a king though. How can you do that? The king.
You're saying why did he rip Shmuel's shirt? That's a very, very good question. Very good question. Let's see what the commentaries say. So he says like this. The really what he was trying to do is he wanted him to do teshuvah. He wanted him to accept his teshuvah, and he told him no. There's a Zohar that says that for Zera Batala, there's no teshuvah. There's no fixing it. But the commentaries say that you can't say that because we have sources that say everything is possible. Teshuvah fixes everything. So the commentaries say that it means that teshuvah is going to be harder. It's going to be much, much harder. Usually a person does teshuvah, he has to put this amount of effort to do teshuvah. To do teshuvah for Zera Talah, because it's very desirable sin, you're going to have to do a lot more teshuvah. You're going to have to do like a not normal teshuvah to be able to cleanse the sin. So you could say the same thing over here, that maybe Shemuel was trying to like make it the teshuvah harder for him. To show him like, push him away. It's like a Meir Balanes, right? His Rebbe, Acher, Elisha ben Avuya, he heard a bat call, he heard a heavenly voice say, you have no chelak l'olam haba. So Meir told him to chazer b'tshuva, and he said, no, there's no point. Heavenly voice said, I already have no portion of what to come. So Meir was telling him, no, that's from Shamayim, they're pushing you away, but they want to see how much you really want it. It doesn't mean you literally lost everything. You could get it back still. So maybe you could say the same thing over here, that Shemuel was showing him like as if playing hard to get, like let's see how much you really want to do teshuva, and therefore he was waiting for him to stop him from leaving, but he didn't mean to rip his shirt. It just happened to be he tried to stop him, and it ended up being ripped. Shemuel understood Hashem made it ripped to show. No, that's it. It's ripped. It's finished. You, no matter what you stop me, no matter what you do right now, any teshuva you do, it's over. I'm sorry. That's a sign that it's over. It's going to be to the next person better than you. And who's the person better than you? The person better than you is, we're going to see, is David HaMelech. So what happens? So he says, I have sinned. Okay, so what do I do now? He says, listen, Shemuel to return after Shaul. Shaul prostrated in front of Hashem. Shemuel says, bring me Agag. Okay, let's go. Let's finish the job. He brings Agag. He brings Agag in chains. He says to Agag, here's the bitterness of death. Shemuel says, just like your sword made woman childless, so shall your mother be childless among women. And Shemuel severed Agag before Hashem in Gilgal. Cuts his head off. That's it. He kills him, right? So over here it says like this. It says when Shaul, the commentary says, when Shaul failed to fulfill the word of Hashem, he lost the right to remain king. And then that day he was already going to be given to a better person, better than you. Who's that? David. Later, when Shaul was pursuing David had a chance to kill him. And what did he do? He also ripped a piece of his cloak, right? So when Shaul realized that David spared him, right, he understood now what Shmuel was saying. He says, when the shirt ripped, he says, now kingship is going to be by someone better than you. What's that? He said, I tried to stop the Shemuel and I ripped the shirt by accident. David ripped my shirt on purpose, and he could have stopped me. He could have killed me, but he didn't. And then he understood what Shemuel was saying, that there's going to be a person better than me. He made that connection when he realized that he ripped the shirt. So you see that the same thing happened again later. It was connected, but finally they killed Agag. But he already had a child, and he finishes the job. But now we're going to see in the next chapter that David takes over. Baruch Adonai Olam.